Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving. Today we're out here in East Dallas, Texas, and standing right here in front of St. Matthew's Episcopal Cathedral. It's at the corner of Ross Avenue and Henderson Street. This place has been an anchor in the community for over 150 years here in east side of Dallas, and we're going to share some of that story here today. This will be a quick stroll through the history of the important venue to Christianity here in Dallas. Focusing on how this congregation started Episcopal worship in Dallas and earned its place as a Texas, actually a recognized Texas historical landmark. Along the way, we'll touch on how it's adapted through changing eras, from taking over Women's College to now sitting amid modern new apartment buildings. The genesis of this story dates back to when Dallas was just a small, rough outpost on the plains in North Texas. In the mid 1800s, Dallas's population was barely 400 residents, uh, living in a dusty frontier town. On May 25th of 1856, a man named Reverend George Rottenstein, who was a German immigrant, once been a Roman Catholic priest. He preached the very first Episcopal sermon right here in town. Um, he did it upstairs of a general store after putting a notice in the Dallas Herald the day before. Services were at 11 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. It was nothing fancy, just people gathering in an empty space for worship in the Reformed Episcopal tradition. Um, that moment planted the seed for what would become the oldest Episcopal congregation in North Texas, and it's why this site holds such a historical weight still to this day. By September of 1856, Reverend Rottenstein uh, officially organized the parish as the Episcopal Church of St. Matthew. But frontier life threw the congregation many curveballs. A huge fire in 1860 laid waste to much of downtown Dallas, destroying their rented spot and all the church records, unfortunately, up to that moment. When Bishop Alexander Gregg, the first Episcopal, he formed the first Episcopal diocese of Texas. He visited later that year. He found a parish with only a handful of members. The church was hanging on by a thread. The bishop's encouragement helped them rebuild, showing early on how this church has always bounced back through tough times, which are common to Western frontier. As the city of Dallas grew, so did the St. Matthew's congregation. By 1870, Reverend Silas Dean Davenport in the pulpit. The first permanent building of basic wooden construction was erected at Elm and Lamar Streets, complete with a bell for marking service times. The congregation quickly outgrew that building. As the population of Dallas began to swell rapidly through the latter 19th century, in 1877, parishioners and neighbors assisted in moving the structure to Commerce Street, which is one of the main thoroughfares in downtown Dallas, where it was completed of brick. The Dallas Morning News called it the city's finest church back in that time. To backtrack slightly, in 1874, the Episcopal Church established the Missionary District of North Texas and assigned Bishop Alexander Charles Garrett as overseer. The bishop made St. Matthew's his cathedral seat in 1875, and by 1895, um, it all formalized into the Diocese of Dallas, which survives to this day. Bishop Garrett led for almost a half century until 1924. During his tenure, he started St. Mary's Episcopal College for Women in 1889. right here on this very ground where we stand. A chapel came from a New York donor and Dallas local, Miss A.H. Belo, Sr. Garrett Hall handled classes in dorms, a birthday gift to the bishop, Miss Belo. In 1883, the population of Dallas continued to grow. The congregation again needed to expand its footprint, leading to a stone cathedral at Elm and Lamar Streets, again, its main thoroughfares of downtown Dallas. Entering into the 20th century, St. Mary's College had hit financial hardships as the economy began to suffer during the Great Depression. In 1929, the church leaders made a gutsy call. Moved the cathedral into the college's chapel right here at Ross and Henderson Streets, thus swallowing up the school's debt. The move was made in July, just 3 months before the stock market crashed in October. The move proved to have saved the church. From out here, you can see the building echoes those Gothic revival architectural era. The Big Bell, the Great Matthew, dates back to 1870, recast bigger in 1888. And now it's over there by the Great Hall since 1955. Inside are stunning stained glass windows, one central nativity scene from the St. Mary's College days, others with Texas themes like cowboys and stagecoaches, blended old stories with local fervor. There's an oratory for quiet reflection, a gallery for art, and spaces which are buzzing with community life. Let's talk about how all this ties into the evolution of the times, because that's what makes St. Matthew's story so compelling. It started in a wild frontier, shifted through fires and growth, then absorbed a college campus, just as the world was plunging into economic crisis. And now one can see the neighborhood's transformed. East Dallas has seen waves of change, once dotted with older homes and spots that drew the homeless. Now it's ringed with modern apartment complexes. Just a few years back, the cathedral sold off 4 acres for a development, bringing in over 380 units and hundreds of new residents. It's like the church is weaving itself into the modern fabric of East Dallas and of this community. Through the various neighborhood transitions, St. Matthew's has always stayed rooted, a Texas historical site marked by the State Commission since 1976, reminding us of Dallas's early days while embracing the here and now. As the church home for the Episcopal Diocese of Dallas, it's still the bishop's seat to this day. Currently, the bishop is the Right Reverend Dr. George Sumner, serving since 2015, and the church serves under Dean Robert P. Price since 2018. St. Matthew's Cathedral serves the community in myriad of ways through Spanish services since the 80s. Food for those in need, mission trips specifically to Peru, various children programs and ordinations take place. Thank you for viewing this lecture on history of St. Matthew's Cathedral here in East Dallas. Serves as a key piece of Christian history here in Dallas, and is a testament to the wonderful congregation through the years as they fought to keep the doors open and through growth strategies and honestly just through the grace of Almighty God.